Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to break down that dark promo that Bray Wyatt cut on this week's episode of SmackDown, because that is surely going to go down as one of the best Bray Wyatt promos. It was a 101 in how to deliver a fire promo. The presentation, the messaging, the throwbacks to the past, teasing the future, like it was absolute money. So I'm going to break down that specifically in this video, and in tomorrow's video we're going to break down the QR code which led to the psychological examinations, which led to the mask being pretty pissed off with Bray because he seemingly ignored him, and then of course the whole Uncle Howdy reveal or potential reveal and who that could be linked to. So that is in tomorrow's video, but today we're going to break down the basic messaging from Bray Wyatt's dark promo, because it had so many double meanings. It was brilliant. Now the overall take that I got from the promo in general is Bray Wyatt is in a battle with himself. This is the feud we're getting ready for. Bray Wyatt versus himself. He's battling his inner demons, the alter ego version of himself, the dark, the sinister version, which wants him to do bad things without showing any remorse. Now seemingly that's the mask, and I get this whole Jekyll and Hyde vibe. That Dr. Jekyll is Bray, the more emotional, vulnerable side, and then Mr. Hyde is the sort of demon side, if you like, that potentially could be unlocked, and potentially the mask is trying to sway Bray to that side. The very fact that the lighting was in red and blue, maybe that's signifying the two sides of Bray, the good and the evil, and he's still fighting that evil side. But now finally he's standing up to do that. And us fans have brought him back to be able to do that. And I love that. I love that first and foremost. The whole way that the music, Bray Wyatt's latest theme, played eerily in the background, just made it perfect. And the way it transitioned into the chorus when the intensity of that promo built up was just perfection. I thought that really made it definitely worth bringing up. And also what he was wearing, like the jacket, it was a throwback to that biblical tweet that he put out not so long ago, not long before he returned to WWE. Could that be linked somewhere with the head held in the hands? Like, where's that gonna go? Now, I thought it was really interesting when Bray started off the promo that he said, "I wasn't finished talking." So this version we're seeing in front of us this week on SmackDown, maybe the same version that we saw last week on SmackDown, that lighter, more vulnerable side. And basically said that he wasn't finished talking and that he's got some confessions to make. That he used to think that revenge was a confession of pain. And you notice then he flips between, "I still do." So there's that sort of split personality. He's referencing or throwing back to the Fiend, because after all, the Fiend was a confession of pain, wasn't he? Revenge was his confession of pain, because he would destroy people of the past that caused him pain. And he would get revenge on them. He attacked Hall of Famers amongst current superstars such as Seth Rollins. And you know, there was very much that reference and throwback there. And I thought that was a really clever touch from WWE. And then he mentioned the fact that he was ready basically to part ways, like get done with that chapter, his time in WWE, just let the demon win to a certain point. And then us, the WWE fans, pulled the spears from his ribs and yanked him up. Again, I love this because you think of spears, you think of Roman Reigns, don't you? So there's parallels, although I don't think this is a direct reference to Roman Reigns. It's clever because we're still going to talk about Roman Reigns. There's some unfinished business there that he needs to attend to. And I just love the fact that he was throwing back time of references to a time where he felt pain, that he had all these problems. And now, finally now, he's ready to stand up and face and battle that demon. And that demon, that master that we've been seeing lately, has been trying to summon Bray Wyatt, draw him back in. And now he's basically said, look, I confess, I'm going to do bad things. And I'm not going to feel bad for them. Which I thought was really dark and sinister, because then, again, you see that flip side to Bray. But he's not bowing down, not becoming this darker entity. He's actually fighting it, but admitting along the way, confessing that he will do dark things rather than feeling bad about those things. So I thought that was a really interesting dynamic. It's also worth noting that Bray recognises who this dark entity is, or this other side of himself, by saying, I know who you are, I know what you want. Also the fact that he recognizes that there is still this anger within him, and maybe he may not be able to control it at some point, and somebody just needs to push the buttons and unlock again that switch to the darker side for Bray. So it's definitely a battle between himself, 2 and 4th. Who's going to win? That is the question. And the bit at the end about, I'm basically going to be a servant now, and I'm going to go where the circle, the red circle we assume, leads him. Is he just playing servant to the masked figure that we're seeing, that darker side? And over time, in conflict with that darker side, that darker entity is going to take him over. Are we going to see Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper try to take Bray to that darker side? Now, without giving too much away with tomorrow's video, that masked figure does mention how Bray had basically lied to his loved ones. This is loved ones, Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper, and he's now going to be in a battle with those. There's so many questions with this. It's so intriguing. It's so exciting. There's so much to untangle there. But ultimately, I would just look at, on paper, this is Bray, and he's going to take on that darker entity. Us fans have helped him realise that he can't hide from that he needs to start a fight within himself in terms of ridding that darker demonic side. What's coming next? We have no idea. We have no idea what's coming next, but it's exciting, it's interesting. I can't wait to see what unfolds. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, be really appreciative if you can like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. And to wrap this video up, I want to give a huge shout out to Rebecca and her brother. I know her brother's a massive Bray Wyatt fan, so big shout out to Rebecca and her brother. And we will see you in another video.